The Caldwell Zoo has a long history of having giraffe here, and they're one of the most iconic species on the planet. If you guys you just look around, you're going to see a giraffe on something, whether it be a picture, a drawing, you're going to see giraffes.
When I found out that we were going to be breeding our giraffes, the feeling is just uncomparable. We work with these guys every day, and we bring these guys to the community to learn and love, and when we're able to expand on a species that's endangered and bring that to the community of Tyler, it's just such a special moment.
When Nyla actually gave birth to the baby, it was an absolutely amazing feeling. We felt extremely proud and honored to actually be able to have a giraffe be born here at the zoo.
Nyla went into labor at about 2:15, and the baby was on the ground and just trying to sit up for the first time around 2:45. About 3 o'clock, she was trying to take her first steps. They weren't all pretty. She did take a few little falls, but in the end, she was up and taking her first steps like a champ.
About the 17-hour mark of life, we go in and we do a physical exam, we draw blood, and we look at certain parameters to see if she's got enough proteins and antibodies in her blood. And she is borderline in not having quite enough. The mom's milk, we're not sure the colostrum was as great as it could have been to give her the adequate immunity that she needs and the perfect antibody levels.
After 24 hours of watching this baby giraffe that we had, we realized that something was wrong with this baby.
She was lethargic. She was not wanting to get up or interact with her mother. She wouldn't nurse. She was having some hiccup-like spasms that prevented her from getting any sleep, so she was very tired.
If the baby wasn't eating at that point in time, then she wasn't getting that immunity and everything that she needed to be able to survive even the first couple of days.
We did an emergency plasma transfusion. We received plasma from the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo. We were very grateful to them for that.
This plasma transfusion, it was very important to saving this animal's life.
Once the husbandry staff had the baby in hand, our veterinary team separated into 2 teams. One concentrated on collecting blood for testing. The other, the physical exam, checking temperature, pulse, respiration, getting a weight, and evaluating the baby.
We put in an IV catheter in her neck after we did a little bit of deadening with lidocaine, so it didn't hurt. She really didn't react that much. She really tolerated the whole experience well. We ran the drip of the plasma to her first, which has all the antibodies and the good stuff. We call it the gold. That's what we were going for. And then after that, we gave her some IV fluids that have electrolytes in it, just hydrating her.
After the whole painstaking process, she was able to stand up. She started to nurse a little better. She was really turning things around.
We started getting concerned when she wasn't necessarily eating, and we did blood work, and things were coming back that she wasn't getting that immunity that she actually needed to survive.
We came back to work the next day, and things weren't good again. She was even more lethargic somehow. She was laying down with her neck stretched all the way out in the dirt.
It started to feel like we were losing her a little bit, and a lot of us started to prepare for the worst.
We were doing super well, baby was doing good, very active, and then it's like we hit a brick wall.
After the baby had crashed twice, we knew that something had to be done. She wasn't getting the nutrition she needed from mom, and she couldn't last too much longer without that.
It was a really difficult decision to pull baby from mom just because Nyla was doing such a good job at being a mom in the first couple of days. We never like to have to raise the animal ourselves.
It's a decision none of us took lightly. It's not something we can reverse either. So once we made this decision, it was something we had to stick to. And so what that means is we kind of step in as mom.
The plan from here on out is to continue to monitor the baby. And you know, it's a touch and go process. So we're gonna have good days, we're gonna have bad days, but right now we're just trying to keep the baby alive.
Eventually we tube fed her, and we started doing that a couple times, and then eventually we moved to bottle feeding.
So we've been trying goat's milk with the bottle feedings, and we haven't had great success with it. She doesn't really seem to be responding too well.
It's very critical for us at this point to get this baby to nurse. If this baby doesn't nurse, the baby's gonna die. You know, we can sustain it for so long doing these tube feedings, but the baby has to suckle. The baby has to nurse this bottle in order to survive.
We've tried several different formulas. We're still looking to find the perfect one for her. It's a fluid situation with different formulas, different sources, different nipples, different bottles, different presentations to get her to nurse. We will continue to monitor her with her blood work and support her with fluids as needed.
So we did some research, reached out to some other zoos and institutions, and found that cow's milk is a possibility. So we are going to try cow's milk and see how it goes.
I just happened to glance over, I seen this towel, and I thought, man, I'm gonna hide up under that towel and go back in. Give this baby a different presentation. One, hid my face. Two, it gave her a more natural presentation, just like what she would do with her mother. She had to reach up on it to actually nurse. It worked. Did you guys see that? That was awesome. Our baby just nursed the bottle for the very first time. Cow's milk was a success.
It came down to a life or death situation for her, and I think our entire team, including myself, was determined to help her survive this, to bring her through, and to hopefully make her a very happy and healthy giraffe in the end.
It is working. She's getting those nutrients that she needs. She's growing stronger every single day, and we're really happy with where we're at. Once we started bottle feeding her, she was actually not as reluctant to come up to us and take the food. It's almost like she knew that she needed it and that she just really wanted to give it a shot.
Our baby girl is doing wonderful. She is growing. She's put on about 1 foot of height. So far, she's eating very, very well.
What we have learned is no two giraffe calves are alike, and she is very individual and very independent, but we're happy to see her feeling good, bucking, kicking, being a little stinker all the time.
She's strong, she's tough, she's determined to survive, she's got spunk, she's got pretty much everything that you want her to have.
She's definitely a fighter.